You go under on Instagram, you see people that have the right lifestyle photos and look and feel of it. Private message them.
Yeah.
And if they have less than 5,000 followers, they don't consider themselves as influencers.
Right.
So if you send them free gear, they'll do anything for you.
Hey everybody, Roland Frasier with Business Lunch here, and I am here with my guest today, Ed O'Keefe. Ed, welcome to the show.
I'm really excited. This is an awesome podcast, and you're a pretty awesome guy, so I think it's going to be fun.
Well, anyway, welcome to the show. So you've got a whole bunch of cool things going, so people know what you do generally and all the things you have. I think the first thing is to say you've built a solid 8-figure business, just so people know that you've had some significant success to listen to. But will you kind of give them a little overview of what you do?
It's so funny. Jay Abraham just spoke to my group, and he's like, when you have a lot of things to say, you have to say you're uncategorizable, or you don't know categorize or that. Category fits me. I'll have to work on how to explain uncategorized, but so my background's kind of interesting. I grew up in a blue-collar family.
Chicago South Side?
Chicago South Side, still live there. My dad was an electrician, eight brothers, 4 sisters. And
did he own his own electrical business? Was he an entrepreneur as well?
No, it's a great question. Like we grew up in a family where a great week, like if you said, "Hey Jack, how's work?" He'd say, "Great, I have overtime." He earned the right to spend 20 more hours working at time and a half or double time. Like that's what the family I grew up in. So I was the first to actually go to college, fortunate to play volleyball, get a scholarship. Otherwise, in our family, it was you go to work, right? You get a good job, you go to a union, security, pension.
Yeah.
And
that's retirement, is working to a pension, right?
Exactly, right? And so I was lucky. I got my nursing degree, but I stumbled across Think and Grow Rich, Chicken Soup for the Soul, all those books. And then I did what all entrepreneurs do. You just become an entrepreneur, and usually that means you're going to be broke for the next 4 to 5 years as you're figuring that out. Recently, we did that, and we just ran some Facebook ads. The cost per lead was really high. The engagement was lower than I expected. There's so many variables that go into that. But I will tell you that the Trade Magazine email drops, old school email drops, which is how I actually launched the supplement business after doing direct mail. We went right into email drops. It's an amazing, what everyone needs to know about email drops to newsletters, newsletter publications, or highly targeted lists. It's still one of the fastest, quickest ways to test and get a lot of data very, very rapidly in a controlled space.
Right.
So
if you're going to do that, what's the process? Google?
It's really simple. So one of two things. One is if I'm in the health space, all right, I know guys who are super successful who have email lists.
Let's say you don't know those guys.
Well, then I could post on Facebook saying, does anyone know anyone who has health lists that they'd rent for men 55 plus who are interested in heart?
Right.
And people will just show up.
Right.
But if you don't know that, then the other thing you do is maybe you go to Google. You start doing this basic level research. This is basic level stuff. Just ask Google. If you don't even know that, then you go to a seminar. You come to one of our events. Like, can I pitch my event?
Yeah, of course.
You go at O'Keefe Live. Like one of the things we do is we run health supplement, superfood, nutrition. We're the only company who does, or only seminar business that does this specifically for health, fitness, nutrition businesses and product businesses online. And you talk to the people around you and be like, hey, what do you do? Well, it's funny, I run a newsletter, or I have an info product, or I do this. But even at like traffic and conversion, I think 30-40% of the people you meet there, every health expert's there. Yeah. And so the thing is,
or go to a health event, right? Like the Natural Food Summit or something like that.
Yeah. And there is a specific system that you should do, or go to like Newsmax Health. I'm sorry, now I could be very specific because my brain's getting uncluttered. Like newsmaxhealth.com.
Great.
You contact them, you email the editorial, you go, hey, what would it cost for me to run an email drop? Well, what's your product about? Okay, do you have a list about, okay, we have a prostate list. Okay, that's usually men over the age of 50.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Today you could be anything you want. It might be, I'm not going to ruin your whole podcast, get you banned from Twitter by making bad jokes.
Identify not having prostate cancer.
Oh my gosh, And then you get the rates.
Mm-hmm.
You say to them, no, I mean, do you have these? Okay, so here's a systematic approach. Number one is you ask, hey, I need some rates. I'm a health marketer looking to promote a product. They're going to say, yeah, here's our rate. It's say $15 per 1,000 emails, and they're going to say, here's what 80,000 will cost you. You guys can do the math. That's probably like $9,600. Okay, and you say to them, hey, well, do you got any discounts for multi purchase drops? And they're going to say, well, our
Meaning
fee,
more than one time.
more
right?
than one time.
Right.
And you say, okay, cool. Well, if you committed to 4, right, your rate would be $7. So I just saved half. I'm making some of this up, but I'm not.
Yeah,
like
sure.
this is the system.
Those are real numbers. I mean, realish.
Or you have agency percentages.
Right.
And so then they can knock off 10, 20%. So, and then you say, what's your minimum amount I could drop to? Do you allow me to do split tests? Because you always want to split test the subject line. And if you can also split test the creative, that's 4 tests.
Right.
I got to, you want to mail at least 20,000, 30,000 names. And so
As
that's
your first
email. I think so. If you're going to do a 4-way split test, you want
so 20,000 per control, basically.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great way to put it. And then you use unique links so that you can track back which one brought in the most amount of sales. And bam, you're off to the races and you got a business. And if you got good results, here's like the real secret thing, is if you have results that are within scoring distance, you should consider that a home run. Meaning,
what is scoring distance?
Scoring distance means that I need to be at a 1.3 return on ad spend to completely break even.
So if you spend $100, you need to get 130 to break even.
Thank you. Yes. After costs, goods sold, blah, blah, in a product business. Most people don't calculate this stuff.
Yeah.
And if you really want to be frugal, you say, well, I need to be at 1.5.
Right.
Okay, that's okay. But what's really powerful here is you're going to quickly see like where your gap in your whole game plan is. Is it the sales letter? Is it the amount of clicks, cost per click, all that fun stuff? But this is where the magic happens. Is you run that out, you start testing, you take the best parts of all of it, and you get better at that to the point where let's just pretend you did it through 4 newsletters and you broke even on all of them. So really, you're still a loser. You can't pay for anything for your wife or your kids. However, when you go to the first meeting and you run into the guy who has tens of millions of customers and is a super affiliate, and you're able to, when he says to you, like, well, what's your offer and what's your data?
You got some.
And you can say, like, well, our earnings per click at Newsmax Health is $1.20, and then we tested it with, Remedy Central. I'm making this up a little bit, or Easy Health Options, and it was $1.50. He's going to be like, really? Okay, give me your best creative, and I'll run it for you. And now you got a new best friend.
Right.
And now you totally segmented yourself away from being a taker to
like
somebody
from
who's out
99%
hustling.
of the people. Yeah.
You're out spending money.
Yeah.
You have customers. And then, so that's the system. And then you can use that same system across every platform.
So how do they get a hold of you and all the places that you are?
Come to EdO'KeefeLive.com. We have
Spell it just for the
Ed O'Keefe, EDOKEEF as in Frank, ELIVE.com.
Okay.
And we have we are running intensives every 8 or 10 weeks.
The one that you just did was called
Scaling with Supplements, Superfoods, and Nutrition Products Online.
Great. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And it was awesome. It's very, very specific. What a lot of people who don't have supplements or products don't know is that if they added products, they'd probably double or triple their net profit.
Right.
Because their customers want products. So why let them go to Amazon and buy other people's products? Like sell products,
I agree.
So
Thank you so much for coming in for the show.
all right, man.
Really appreciate you being here.
It's awesome. Thanks.